For years, she has been known as Opelika's Jane Doe, and now she finally has a name, Amore Wiggins. If you want to know more about her case, please continue watching.
You are watching Roll a Mile in My Shoes TV.
Although she has been known as Opelika's Jane Doe, if she would have been alive this year, Amora would have been 17 years old. And that's hard to think that she lost her life at a young age and never got to reach 17 years of age. And she went without her name for all these years. That is really gut wrenching to think about, a little child losing their life in the manner in which she did. The worst part about her losing her life is not only in the manner of which she lost her life, it wasn't to illness or car accident or anything. It was at the hands of her father and possibly her stepmother. Her father's name is Lamar Vickerstaff and her stepmother, Ruth Vickerstaff. And the most disgusting part about this is Lamar was receiving child support payments from Amore's mother, as well as he was claiming her as a dependent on his military pension. And even though she had been dead for all these years, her mother had documents to show that she had been paying this man child support ever since 2009, because her mother lost custody to Amore, and ever since then she had been paying Lamar child support, which is really sad to think about. You are basically claiming money from not only one but two sources for a child that is no longer alive. And Amore's mother said that even though she had been paying child support for her, she had no clue that anything had happened to her, and even the fact that she was no longer alive. And I'm pretty sure, feels bad about this, because I feel like in certain situations she shouldn't have been taken away from her mother, and maybe if that would have happened, she would still be alive today.
Really good to say her name out loud.
For more than a decade, she's been known only as Jane Doe. Now, we finally know the identity of a little girl who lost her life too soon. We're also learning more about who may have been responsible for her death.
The major break coming in an announcement today from Opelika police, who are crediting new DNA evidence.
Her name was Amore Wiggins, and tonight her father and stepmother have been implicated in her death, and the investigation is just heating up. WSFA 12 News anchor Sally Pitts with the latest.
This is Amore Wiggins, the little girl whose identity remained a mystery for more than a decade. If Amore were still alive, she would have turned 17 this month.
Amore would be my kid's age if she was still alive. She's been part of our family here at the PD. Pray for her, think about her all the time.
Opelika police worked tirelessly for the last 11 years to find out who baby Jane Doe was. They found her remains behind a mobile home park in January of 2012. It was DNA that finally provided answers.
And felt, like I said, very connected to trying to help get her name back. She was lost in time.
Kristen Middleman works for Orthram Labs, the DNA company that helped identify Amore. They used DNA technology similar to what helped uncover the Golden State Killer.
We build one of these complete DNA profiles that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of markers, and you upload that to a genealogical database consented for law enforcement use, and then you can work back through the tree and figure out who she was.
Now, thanks to that work, police are closer to getting justice for Amore. Her father, Lamar Vickerstaff, is charged with her murder. He's 50 years old, went to Opelika High School, and served in the Navy.
Amore suffered a tremendous, horrible death. 15 broken bones.
Amore's stepmother is also charged with failure to report. Her mother, Sherry Wiggins, lost custody of Amore and had no idea she was dead.
Sherry also provided documents indicating that she has continuously paid child support to Lamar Vickerstaff since 2009.
Police hope at some point the Opelika community can come together for memorial service for Amore. In the meantime, her father and stepmother have waived extradition from Jacksonville, Florida, where they were arrested. Police will bring them to Opelika to face charges. Sally Pitts, WSFA 12 News.
And now investigators are asking people who may have additional information about the family's time in Opelika to come forward. They also had previously lived in Norfolk, Virginia. You can read more about the new evidence in this case and how you can help at WSFA.com or the WSFA 12 News app.
Now, even though they found evidence to show that he is involved in Amore's murder, I feel like her stepmother should be charged as well, because the only thing she was charged with is failure to report a child missing. I feel like she should be charged too, because there is no way that this child can live in a house with you and she's there 1 minute and then the next minute she's gone. Children don't just disappear into thin air. It's not possible. So I feel like she knew something was going on if she didn't have a hand in it as well. But I feel like she did, because I mean, there's no way you can live in a house with a child, or anybody for that matter, and then they're here 1 minute and the next minute they're gone. And not only that, your husband is the father of this child. I just don't see how she could, or both of them could, carry on with their day-to-day life like nothing has happened and this child has been missing for all this time. So I feel like she should be charged with a lot more than failure to report a child missing. And I feel like they should get justice for Amore more than in the legal sense, because I feel like people who do things to children like this, they should be dealt with in a certain manner. And as far as this man right here, who's supposed to be her father, I just do not understand how you can harm a child that you gave life to, and you have the nerve to call yourself a father. But sir, I hope you get every bit of whatever is coming to you, and I hope your wife gets the same, and I hope both of you rot in the lowest pits of hell where you deserve to be. It is also said that she was never enrolled in school. So basically, she never had the chance to experience what most children her age would have experienced, like kindergarten, first grade, and making friends outside of. I think one time she went to a vacation Bible school, but a lot of people there, I think, remember seeing her once or twice, but they didn't know her name. I'm guessing due to the fact that the quote-unquote father was in the military or Navy or whatever he was, and they moved around a lot. I'm guessing that's the reason. Or they were abusing this child and they decided they had to move because they were hiding it, because it was said that when her remains were found and I think testing was done, it was determined that she may have been malnourished, and she also suffered severe trauma to her head, which results in blunt force trauma to the head. And I just have to wonder, when I look at pictures of her, like the one that's here on the screen that's actually of her, if you take a closer look, you can see that her eyes are basically two different colors. And I think that can come from or be a result of like some type of injury or maybe some type of birth defect. I'm not sure which, but she possibly had trauma to her head because she was being abused, and that might have caused her eyes to change colors too due to an injury that she may have suffered. I don't know if that's the case or this was a birth defect that she was born with, but I do know that they say that she was possibly malnourished. And when they found her, they found a lock of her hair nearby. And when they found her also, she was basically skeletal. So she had no, skin and things of that nature left on her bones, basically. So she had been in the area where they found her for a very long time. Now, I'm not sure what the circumstances of Amore being taken from her mother was, when she was taken. I'm not sure why. I don't know the circumstances, but seeing as what happened to her and the fact that she went without her birth given name for all these years until now, she probably would have been better off being left in the custody of her mother, because these two psychopaths and dirtbags didn't take care of this child. They basically murdered her, in my opinion, and, threw her away like she was basically garbage. And then they had the nerve to move out of state, and use his military or Navy service as an excuse or reason to do so when they, were running from what they had done, as well as his service in whatever branch he was serving in. And I just think that was, that's wrong to do this child that way, any child for that matter. And like I said, I hope they both burn in the deepest pits of hell where they deserve to be. And I just can't believe that the wife didn't know something was going on, because in situations like that, if a man is in the Navy or whatever, most times the wife is going to be the one who stays at home, take care of the house, and make sure everything is good to go. So I'm pretty sure she had some interactions with this child. That's why I believe she should be charged as well, because she knows more than what she's saying, or she had more of an involvement in her disappearance and murder than what people know. And hopefully that's going to come out when they go to trial, if they do, or when the investigation is complete. But I hope that, when they get into prison where they're going, I hope that things are taken care of like they're supposed to be. Well, guys, that is the end of this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave me a like, and please don't forget to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. And if you are not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, and please make sure you share this video. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.